Welcome to the Professor English podcast, where we don't just talk about English, we practice English. My name is Ryan, and I'm your host. Today, we are going to practice using some pre-intermediate A2 level vocabulary while also practicing using the prepositions at and through, and making questions with how long ago. In this exercise, we will use at to talk about the location where something happened, and we will use through to talk about how something happened. Let's improve our listening and our speaking while practicing these important prepositions and vocabulary words. Here is a situation. Mike and John are friends. Let's make a how long ago meet question. So this means how long in the past, how long ago in the past, how long in the past, how long ago, how long ago did they, how long ago did they meet, how long ago did they meet. Okay, so how far in the past did they meet? Here is the answer, 5 years ago, 5 years in the past. They met 5 years ago. They met 5 years ago. 5 years ago. They met 5 years ago. They met 5 years in the past. They met 5 years ago. Let's ask a how meet question. How did they? How did they meet? How did they meet? To give the answer how meet, we will use the preposition through. Through friends. Through friends. And this means friends introduced them. They met through friends. They met through friends. Now, let's make a basic yes-no question with this sentence. Did they? Did they meet? Did they meet through friends? Did they meet through friends? Let's answer no. No, they. No, they didn't. They didn't meet. They didn't meet through. They didn't meet through friends. They didn't meet through friends. Let's ask a where question. Where meet? Where did they? Where did they meet? Where did they meet? Where did they meet? To answer where meet, we are emphasizing the location and don't really care how meet, but the location of meet. And so we can use the preposition at to tell us the location of meeting. At school. At school. They met at school. They met at school. Met at school. They 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 didn't meet through friends. They didn't meet through friends. They met at school. They met at school. They didn't meet through friends. They met at school. Met at school. They met at school. They didn't meet through friends. They met at school. All right, fantastic job. Let's try another situation. Lisa and Mark are married. Let's make a how long ago get married question. How long? How long ago? How far in the past? How long ago did they? How long ago did they? How long ago did they get? How long ago did they get married? How long ago did they get married? Here's the answer. 4 months ago. So that's 4 months in the past from now. 4 months ago. They got married. They got married 4 months ago. They got married 4 months ago. Now, let's ask a how meet question. How meet? How? How did they? How did they meet? How did they meet? Because we want to explain how meet, we will use the preposition through. Through a dating app. Dating app. They met through a dating app. Dating met through a. They 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 met through a dating app. Oh, they met through a dating app 1 year ago. They met through a dating app a year ago. They met through a dating app a year ago. Met through a dating app met through a dating app They met through a dating app a year ago. Now, let's make a basic yes/no question with this sentence. Did they? Did they meet? Did they meet through a dating app? Did they meet through a dating app a year ago? 1 year ago? A year ago? App a year ago? App a year ago? Through a dating app? Through a dating app a year ago? Did they meet through a dating app a year ago? Did they meet through a dating app a year ago? Did they meet through a dating app a year ago? Did they meet through a dating app a year ago? How would you answer no to this question? No, they didn't. They didn't meet. They didn't meet through a. They didn't meet through a. They didn't meet through a. They didn't meet through a dating app. They didn't meet through a dating app a year ago. Let's make a where question. Where meet? Where? Where did they? Where did they meet? Where did they meet? Now, we'll emphasize the location and not how meet, but where meet. So we'll use at to talk about the location where this thing happened. And the answer is at work. At work. At work. At work. They met at work. Met at. Met at. Met at. They met at work. They met at work a year ago. They met at work They met at work a year ago. 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 They didn't meet through a dating app. They met at work. They met at work a year ago. They didn't meet through a dating app. They met at work a year ago. All right, you're doing a super duper job. Let's try another example. But before we do, I just want to remind you that if you find these exercises helpful, please take a moment to subscribe to my channel, Professor English ESL Class, so that you won't miss the next lesson. And if you are watching this video on YouTube, please take a moment to press the like button. It helps my channel so much and lets me know that you want to see more fluency and listening comprehension exercises just like this one. Now, let's keep practicing English. Here is another situation. Lisa and Mary get along very well. Now, get along is a phrasal verb. It's a very common phrasal verb, and it means have a good relationship. So if you say Mary and Lisa get along, it means Lisa and Mary have a very good relationship. Lisa and Mary get along very well. Get along. Get along. Get along. Lisa and Mary get along very well. Let's make a how long ago meet question. So we want to know how far in the past meet. How long ago did they? How long ago did they meet? How long ago did they meet? Here is the answer. 2 years ago. Now that means 2 years in the past, starting now. So 2 years from now. Not exactly now, but around 2 years ago. They met 2 years ago. They met 2 years ago. They met 2 years ago. Let's make a how question. How? How did they? How did they meet? How did they? How did they meet? To answer this question, we'll use the preposition through to explain how they were introduced. Here is the answer. Through social media. They met. They met through social media. They met through social media. Now, let's ask a basic yes/no question with this sentence. Did they? Did they meet? Did they meet through? Did they meet through social media? Did they meet through social media? Let's answer no. No to this question. No, they didn't. No, they didn't meet. No, they didn't meet through social media. Now, let's make a where meet question. Where did they? Where did they meet? Where did they meet? To give the answer, we'll use the preposition at to make it clear that this was a location. It was the place where something happened, and not how. It's not about how they met. It's about where, what location meet. At a bar. At a bar. At a bar. At a bar. Met at a bar. Met at a. They met at a. They met at a bar. They met at a bar. They met at a bar. They met at. They met at. They met at a. They met at a. They met at a bar. They met at a bar 2 years ago. They didn't meet through social media. They met at a bar 2 years ago. They didn't meet through social media. They met at a bar 2 years ago. They didn't meet through social media. They met at a bar 2 years ago. All right, you did an amazing job today, and you learned some fantastic English. Congratulations! I knew you could do it. Remember that practice makes perfect, so you should repeat this exercise several times, not just so that you can remember how to use these vocabulary words, but also to improve your listening and your speaking skills. It's been really fun practicing English with you today, and I hope to see you again real soon. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to press the like button. See you in the next video with more interesting words and phrases.